It is a great privilege and honor to welcome Shri Shobhit Jain, IAS, a distinguished officer of the Indian Administrative Services Madhya Pradesh Cadre 2000 batch, an exemplary leader in public administration, currently serving as the Principal Secretary, Department of Ayush, Government of Madhya Pradesh. He is playing a pivotal role in advancing traditional Indian system of medicine, wellness and holistic healthcare while fostering their integration into contemporary development framework. An engineering graduate by training, Shri Jain brings over 2 decades of rich administrative experience, having successfully held several key leadership positions across district administration, public welfare, policy implementation, institutional management, and regulatory body. Widely respected for his strategic vision, administrative excellence, and citizen-centric approach, he has made significant contribution to strengthening governance system and enhancing public service delivery. His personality reflects wisdom, integrity, innovation, and compassionate leadership, inspiring confidence and positive transformation wherever he serves. We are delighted to have such an accomplished and visionary leader among us. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Shri Shobhit Jain.
Most welcome, Jain sir. We are so delighted that under your leadership and efforts, yoga is reaching at every home in Madhya Pradesh. We are all ready to listen from you about yoga and climate change action.
Thank you so much, Vikrantji. Thank you so much for having me here. So let me at the outset, let me thank United Consciousness for having invited me to speak on the topic Yoga and Climatic Change Action in this conclave attended by delegates from over 120 countries. A very warm namaste and pranam to all of you from across the globe. The conclave, aptly titled Yoga for One Earth, One Health, goes very well within the core philosophy of United Consciousness, that of one consciousness, one well-being. So when I was reading this portal, the website of United Consciousness, and as per discussions with Dr. Vikrant, the aim of this conclave is broadly to explore yoga as a multidimensional response to global health and well-being crisis, to connect yoga philosophy and practices with evidence-based research, public policy, and community well-being models, and also to highlight how yoga can contribute to sustainable development goals, including but not limited to climatic change action. So I am going to speak on yoga and climatic change action. At first glance, human well-being and environmental sustainability both appear to be distinct domains. One is concerning internal physiological and mental health, while the other one addresses the external biosphere and the future of the planet. However, when we see ancient wisdom, it gets revealed that they are inextricably linked. They are both importantly and undeniably very well linked with each other. The core philosophy of yoga and Ayurveda, which I am, because I am the principal secretary of Ayush, which includes Ayurveda, Yoga, homeopathy, Siddha, Soga Rigpa, and Unani systems of medicine. So these, the core philosophy of yoga and Ayurveda provides profound solutions not only for individual health, but also for ecological balance and sustainable living. Addressing climatic change requires an internal transformation alongside external technological and policy intervention. In Vedic philosophy, it is said, Yatha Pinde Tatha Brahmande, representing the Lok Purush Samanya Siddhant, which implies that you are a universe within the universe. As with the self, so with the bigger picture when you see with the self, with the universe. In other words, what's going on within you is the same as what is going on in the universe. So both of these, the insan is linked with the cosmos. Charak Samhita says, this is a very important text, a Sanskrit text in Ayurveda, as you would be knowing. Purshoyam Lok Samhita, meaning that human being is in constant dynamic equilibrium with the universe. Now that is a very important philosophy. So health, as we know, it is not an isolated state. It is a continuous positive interaction between the individual and the environment. It represents the harmonious functioning of human beings within the larger ecosystem. Here I would make a break and go towards one Siddhant of Jainism, which says Parasparavo Graho Jivanam. Now, all the beings, whether it is human beings, the microscopic beings like bacteria, fungi, algae, etc., they are all inextricably linked. There is a very important text which has been written towards 2nd century AD called Tatvar Sutra. This is mentioned in that particular text. Health, as we know, has evolved from the mere absence of disease. Earlier, it was thought that health implies no disease at all. But now it has evolved from a mere absence of disease to a state of comprehensive well-being. As per the World Health Organization, health is a state of complete physical, mental, social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. As per Sushrut Samhita, which is Ayurvedic philosophy, Samdosha Samagnischa Samadhatu Malakriya Prasannatme Indri Mana Swast Iti Abhidhiyate. Now, this implies that true health requires balanced bodily humus, which is called dosh, optimal metabolic fire or agni, which is important for digestion, properly functioning tissues, dhatus, efficient elimination of waste or mal, and a blissful state of soul, atma, or senses, indri, and mind or man. A healthy individual is called a swastha person in Sanskrit. Now, what is swastha? Swastha is swa means self and stha means establish. To be swasth is to be anchored in one's own true self, which fosters harmony with the external world. The environment, as we know, comprises a delicate balance of biotic and the abiotic, non-living. Climate serves as the regulatory mechanism of this ecosystem, determining the survival of biotic elements. Environmental shifts directly alter climate patterns and vice versa. So environment, when we talk about environment, it is a local phenomena over a shorter period of time, while climate is a phenomena which is over a longer period of time. So sum total of environment becomes climate, and climate in turn affects the environment also. As we know, data indicates that global surface temperature is approximately around 1.4 degree warmer than in the late 1800s. Again, coming to Ayurveda, there's this concept of Kala. Kala, we know, is time or season. It can refer to time or it can refer to season. So there are changes as per Kala. For example, there's when the Kala or the time is as per what it was earlier, it is called normal manifestation. The regular, timely, seasonal variations, they support health. So a person is, or an individual's health is affected by changes in Kal, which is time and season. In certain cases where we are talking about climatic change, this has been defined in Ayurveda as Ati Yoga, excessive manifestation, saying that extreme environmental shifts lead to disease. Similarly, the Heen Yoga or Mithya Yoga, deficient or abnormal manifestation, it also leads to abnormal or erratic seasonal patterns that lead to disease. For example, now we are listening about the El Nino effect coming this year. Now this will disrupt the monsoon. So this is a deficient or abnormal manifestation, may lead to more diseases in the general public. Yoga, as we know, is a comprehensive way of life. It is rooted in moderation, mindfulness, and discipline. Charak Samhita says, Dhamat Kam Moksharam Arogyam Mool Muttamam, meaning as health is a foundational prerequisite for achieving life's purpose, which is Dharma, Arth, Kam, Moksha, as brilliantly put by Dr. Vikrant. It does preserve global health requires. We know that global health requires a balanced lifestyle. This can be achieved by Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga, we know that it has 8 limbs. Yam Niyam, I'll not define all these, but basically these 8 limbs are there. Yam Niyam, Asan Pranayam, Pratyahara, and inner disciplines like Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. Patanjali, who is the Yoga Guru, India knows him as, in Patanjali's philosophy, nature is defined as Prakriti, the original natural form or condition of anything. The entire visible world exists for 2 purposes: Bhog, which is enjoyment, and Apavarg or liberation. Nature provides the field of experience necessary for the soul, Purush, to learn and eventually evolve. There are the 5 elements the physical world is constituted of. These are earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Mastering these elements through samyam, deep meditation, allows a yogi to understand the subtle and gross layers of reality, leading to mastery over nature. So the primary connection to the living world is established through the yama, specifically ahimsa or non-violence. What is ahimsa? Now that is a very important concept in the Indian philosophy, whether it is yoga, Vedic philosophy, whether it is Jainism, whether it is Buddhism. Ahimsa is universal non-harming. So ahimsa extends beyond human interaction to include all living beings, animals and plants. Ahimsa pratisthayam tan sannidho vairatyagaha, stating that in the presence of one firmly established in non-violence, all hostilities cease. The concept of ahimsa extends to all living beings and therefore protection of environment, natural habitats and its natural derivatives. This does imply a kinship with all life forms, recognizing the same desire for happiness in animals and humans alike. When I was talking about Jainism, Jainism says ahimsa is a foundational guiding principle, ethical conduct, and daily. It has to be there in a human being's daily practice. Buddhism underscores through the concept of karuna or compassion. Mahatma Gandhi said about non-violence, non-violence is an active force of the highest order. It is soul force or the power of Godhead within us. Imperfect man cannot grasp the whole of that essence. He would not be able to bear its full blaze, but even an infinitesimal fraction of it, when it becomes active within us, can work wonders. Then there's a concept of aparigraha, again under those yam and niyam. Aparigraha is non-greed or non-possessiveness. It addresses resource consumption, advocates for taking only what is necessary from nature. We are talking about a lot about sustainable development and the sustainable development goals. What is sustainable? Sustainable is basically ensuring that resources are utilized only as per necessity and ensuring that the future generations do not have lack of resources for their own sustenance. So sustainable development, this particular concept of aparigraha is very much related to sustainable development. This principle fuels the minimalist and zero waste movements, encouraging practitioners to reject consumerism, reduce single-use plastics, and adopt conscious consumption habits. Then again, there's the concept of purity or soch. The name of soch includes external purity, which translates to keeping one's environment and the natural world clean and respectable. Across India, you would now find so much stress on keeping cities clean, keeping gram panchayats, rural areas clean. This is somehow very much related, the concept of soch. Then there's under the yam and niyam, ethical living or respectful coexistence. The yogi lives in harmony with culture, with nature, causing minimal disturbance to the ecosystem and other beings. As I said earlier, parasparo graho jivanam, it says all life is bound together by mutual support and interdependence. It emphasizes that every living being from humans to microscopic organisms exists in a state of inherent reciprocity. It serves as an extension of ahimsa, positing that life forms a continuous interconnected hierarchy of existence. Again, under the yam and niyam, the ultimate goal is kaivalya or liberation, which involves realizing that the self is distinct from nature, prakriti. While the yogi learns to master natural forces through spiritual practice, the final step is to become independent of nature's fluctuations, realizing the observer is not the observed. These are the foundational and philosophical blueprint for modern environmentalism. The last but not the least, a stay or non-stealing. Modern interpreters view over-extraction of natural resources and climate change as stealing from future generations, which I referred to earlier under sustainable development. So a stay or non-stealing is another concept under the yam and niyam. So coming to what we were talking about environmental degradation earlier. The resolution to mitigate environmental degradation depends on a collective transition towards conscious living. Very much required now. By integrating the values of yoga, society can cultivate restraint over excess, harmony over conflict, and awareness over indifference, laying the foundation for a sustainable and resilient world. As I talked earlier, yoga is viewed as a source technology to restore planetary equilibrium by subduing aggressive consumerism and moving from vikriti is chaos, back to Prakriti or balance. Yoga provides a practical methodology to implement a lifestyle which fosters daily habits such as conserving water and energy, minimizing waste and single-use plastics, and adopting natural plant-focused dietary patterns. The ancient Indian ideal of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is one big family, underscores the reality that human health cannot be sustained in isolation. All of the human population, all of the animal population, all of the plant population is interlinked. Summing up, climate change is an expression of systemic imbalance in ecosystems, resource distribution, and human attitudes. Yoga provides an answer and established framework to restore this balance across multiple dimensions. Yoga includes asana, pranayama, meditation, and ethical principles. Just before concluding my talk, I would like to throw light on what the state of Madhya Pradesh is doing towards promotion of yoga and well-being of its citizens. As we know, under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji and the Ministry of Ayush Government of India, the International Day of Yoga has evolved into a global mass movement. This year's theme, Yoga for Healthy Aging, emphasizes the role of yoga in promoting physical, mental, and holistic well-being. As the world prepares to celebrate the International Day of Yoga on June 21st, Madhya Pradesh has intensified its efforts to promote yoga as a mass wellness movement through the statewide Ghar Ghar Yog Har Vyakti Nirog campaign. This is being conducted over a 40-day period from May 12th to June 21st. This campaign aligns with the vision of the Ministry of Ayush and the broader national objective of making yoga as an integral part of daily life. This particular campaign, the Ghar Ghar Yog campaign, has gained momentum across the state. We have nearly 800 Ayushman Arog Mandirs, 32 yoga wellness centers, 973 odd dispensaries and other government institutions conducting yoga awareness and training sessions through trained instructors and online platforms. To expand the outreach, daily 45-minute live yoga sessions are being broadcast from the state capital. At the community level, emphasis is being placed on public participation with local groups, students, welfare workers, government employees, and residents encouraged to participate in regular yoga activities. I'm happy to share that nearly 30,000 people from across the state are daily participating in online yoga classes. These includes nearly 20,000 people from the rural areas. Madhya Pradesh, nearly the population to the tune of around 69 to 70% resides in rural areas. And as we know very well now, these various kinds of diseases, various kinds of cardiovascular problems, etc., are spreading in rural areas also, which hitherto they were not. So this campaign reflects the philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, presenting yoga not merely as physical exercise, but as a holistic approach to health, harmony, and well-being. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Very much, Shobhit Jain साहब, बहुत धन्यवाद. आपने you presented a very comprehensive picture of yoga, Ayurveda, and different major religions from this land. So beautifully you mentioned about Charak Samhita, you mentioned about the theme of Paraspara Graho Jivanam. Thank you very much for mentioning about it also, and how it is well connected with, integrated with environment. For Purushartha, you mentioned Ashtanga Yoga, you elaborated upon, and so beautifully. Thank you for defining the definition of Swastha to whole world. That in India, how comprehensively Indian system defines Swastha. You also defined Kala. You also mentioned about what is the impact of Drag Drashya Viveka and how it is connected with observer, observed, and how it is connected with this ecology. Thank you for leading Ghar Ghar Yoga Abhiyan also. I'm sure together we will contribute in making a better world. We got your time. We are highly inspired. Thank you very much, Jensen.
Thank you, Dr. Vikrant. We and the Ayush department is so happy to be connected with you people. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.